Mid-Atlantic extended a week-long welcome of calm seas to the PWBA athletes during their visit to the North Myrtle Beach shoreline. Tranquility is tossed aside tonight as we welcome you inside the North Myrtle Beach Bowling Center for the finals of the PWBA North Myrtle Beach Classic. Hello everyone, I'm Jan Schmidt. Thanks for joining us. At the professional level, success is thought to be about 90% mental. Our top 3 qualifiers tonight have mastered that this season, making several telecasts. But our other 2 qualifiers have suffered with some inner turmoil. We'll talk about that in a moment, but first let's meet our top 5. Qualifying 5th, going for her career title number 5, Lisa Bishop. In the number 4 position, making her first TV appearance this year, Cheryl Daniels. Qualifying 3rd in her 4th consecutive telecast, Leanne Barrette. In the number 2 position, still looking for her first win of 2001, Wendy Macpherson. And in the number 1 spot, looking for her 4th title of the season, Cara Honeychurch. Working with me tonight, fresh off of her 6th victory of the season, is Carolyn Doran-Ballard. Carolyn, obviously you're the epitome of mental focus right now. Tell us how you maintain that focus.
Well, it's not easy all the time, but I think you have to lead a double life. When you walk into the bowling center and you know you're there for qualifying or match play, it's nothing but bowling. You have to stay ahead of the competition out here, and you have to be focused on what you're doing. When you walk off the lanes, it's almost like you take care of your other life, your bills, your family, and everything else. So it's a little tough, but you have to be 2 people.
Well, probably easier said than done. We talked about a couple ladies struggling mentally, and for our number 4 seed, Cheryl Daniels, that struggle comes from her physical game.
In 1989, Cheryl was the PWBA runner-up for Player of the Year. When she was bowling her best, she felt she had a powerful strike ball. Since 1996, when she last won, she feels like she's lost her edge with her strike ball. She made a few changes, went back to 5 steps, changed her release, and here she is, back in the top 5.
Well, for our number 5 seed, Lisa Bishop, she was our 97 Rookie of the Year, and her struggle comes mentally with a little bit of doubt for herself.
Where do I belong are the words that go through Lisa Bishop's mind over and over again. She feels like she has a very simple game, should always be in the top 24, and always make a run for the top 5. So with a little determination this week, she spent some time on the beach, golfed a little bit this week. She's mentally focused and back where she belongs, in the top 5.
Well, we'll see if Daniels or Bishop can erase a little of that self-doubt tonight. We're ready for the first match. They'll be joined by Leanne Barrette. Handshakes around for these 3 ladies. Cheryl Daniels will start the match. She was our number 4 qualifier in this 3-person shootout. The number 3 qualifier gets to choose where she wants to start first, and then number 4 and number 5 in that order. And not the way she wanted to start.
No, that ball was left off of her hand. The middle of the lane hooked quite a bit this week. The lanes were oiled 37 feet with Defense S oil, and basically you had to really go away with the ball if you played the middle part of the lane.
Leanne Barrette now up, and you know this face. This is her 4th consecutive telecast. Good opening shot by Leanne Barrette.
That's exactly where Leanne played all week. In, getting it way to the right.
Not the way you want to start a match.
She might have a little opening jitters. You know, Cheryl hasn't been on the show in a while, made a few changes, and she's, you know, I think she's just glad to be here in the top 5 right now.
Leanne Barrette shooting at single pin spares, something she hasn't been too thrilled with the last few weeks. You see her applauding herself.
I don't high-fiving her. It was funny. We talked about that. She said she had problems with her single pins this week, so she has to keep her arm swing nice and loose.
Lisa Bishop now. We mentioned 5 years on tour, and she really thought she's at a crossroad here. She just doesn't know what she wants to do.
And you know, people will look at that and say, oh my gosh, she's got 4 titles, you know, it's her 3rd show. She's got a good career. It's just amazing what, you know, how you handle things.
It's all based on your own expectations.
Absolutely.
Cheryl Daniels coming back with a good shot. Talked about, Carolyn, you mentioned how Lisa played a little bit of golf, did some of those things, and they were nice enough here to accommodate us. I wanted to quickly thank the Bay Tree Golf Plantation, Tidewater, and Barefoot Resort. They provided golf for the ladies all week. Did you get a chance to play?
Actually, no, I didn't, but I'll tell you, it was just wonderful to be out in the nice weather and on the beach.
Lisa Bishop covered that spare, and Leanne Barrette now up in the 2nd frame, working on a spare.
way left.
Definitely left.
Or, you know, I'll tell you, the left lane could be hooking more because during the week, it flip-flopped a little bit, but the left lanes did hook quite a bit more.
Well, that's two players now that have had the same problem on lane 9. Lisa Bishop probably playing a different part of the lane.
Good shot. Come on.
Great shot by Lisa. She told you that before it even hit the pins. Yeah, basically Lisa said she played the track area, and as she got a little carried down, she was able to play the gutter a little bit.
Leanne at another single pin spare, covers it nicely. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and John Jones's Princess Lanes is the next stop on the PWBA Tour. Action there begins Sunday, October 14th and runs through Thursday, the 18th. From there, it's on to the home of the PWBA, Rockford, Illinois, in the Hammer Players Championship, Saturday, October 20th through Wednesday, the 24th. And then we head to Southwest. It's the Las Cruces, New Mexico Open from Sun Lanes. The tournament runs Sunday, October 28th through Thursday, November 1st. Be sure to visit these centers when the PWBA heads to your town and continue watching us on ESPN2, the home of women's professional bowling. That's future tournaments. Now let's talk about past. 2 weeks ago during the finals of the Storm Challenge, Storm Products pledged $100 per strike to go to the American Red Cross Relief Fund. And earlier today, Steve Klompkin, Technical Director, and Bob Hart, Southeastern Regional Sales Manager for Storm Products, presented a check for $5,000 to Dan Rohr, board member of the Horry County chapter of the American Red Cross. There's a look at the score right now. Lisa Bishop in the lead by 11 pins. That donation, wonderful by Storm a couple weeks ago, and nice to be able to present the check to the Red Cross.
It's nice to see everybody getting together and helping each other out.
Cheryl Daniels only averaged 194 on this TV pair throughout the week.
Wow, that was Brooklyn. I mean, that lane looks like it's just hooking and she's missing. She's not getting it right at all off her hand.
8th TV appearance, and as we mentioned, 4th consecutive for Leanne Barrette, and she told us last night, I don't think I've ever done that before.
No, she was very proud of herself. She goes, I don't think I've ever made 4 shows in a row. She goes, this is great.
And another Brooklyn, this time on lane 10.
Well, there hasn't been as much bowling on it as during qualifying and match play, so they may not be experiencing the carry down that we get. We bowl more games on the pair, but you definitely have to project the ball to the right.
Well, Leanne Barrette wanted to challenge herself early on these spares because she's had 3 single pin spares in a row.
Yes, she has.
And another spare. And so I'm sure she's happy to get those out of the way. She's taking care of that problem and she's ready to go. Lisa Bishop, meanwhile, working on a strike. She's in the 3rd frame and has the lead right now in this match.
She looks extremely focused when setting up.
Come on, hold ball for me. Hold.
Nice shot. Good shot. 10 pin.
Asked for some hold, and it did. How was Carrie this week, Carolyn?
I thought it was very tough, obviously, because I'm sitting here next to you. But some of the girls did experience it. Pair to pair, it was very different, and especially the low end to the high end. You had to play the lanes a little bit differently. The break point was in a different area, and Carrie got to be a little tough.
Lisa Bishop, changes balls to shoot that spare, and she has the early lead here at North Myrtle Beach Bowling Center. We'll be back with more. Leanne Barrette now leads by 5. She showed us she can pick up just about every single pin spare on the lane. Lisa Bishop sparing on lane 9, striking on lane 10. And Cheryl Daniels with an open frame in the 5th for a washout. So it's Leanne Barrette in the lead by 5 pins right now. Cheryl Daniels talked about her strength being playing her A game.
She was able to play her A game all week, but she was really projecting the ball way right. She looks like she's coming over the top of it a little bit, which is forcing her to miss left. She actually looks like she changed balls and moved a little right on that shot. And her weakness, she lost her strike ball. That's what she's been working on. She felt like she got it back this week.
So it looks like they could see Lisa Bishop having a good shot to the pocket. Looks like Cheryl made a move to play more of the area where Lisa was. You mentioned that's the track area. Carolyn, what area on the lane is that for those who are novice bowlers?
Between 5 and 15, I call that the track area. It gives, you know, everybody always used to say the second arrow.
Right.
Which is 10. But, you know, now, a little bit different. Good shot by Leanne for the first double of the match.
That was a key double at this time, and Cheryl changes balls to cover up the 10-pin. Cheryl wanted us to thank Jerry Harris and Dave Sill at Novi Bowl for putting down tough conditions. She said that really helped her also in being able to get back into the swing of things.
Yes, and on a good note, her father will be 80 years young Monday, so she wants to wish Booker Daniels a happy birthday.
Wow, happy birthday.
And he's still teaching physical education. God bless him.
Absolutely. Lisa Bishop, and that was her good lane. She had struck every time on lane 10 until then. Her best finish 12th so far this year. Now, in fairness to Cheryl, she did skip several tournaments this year, so she hasn't been out here every single one, but it has been a tough road for her.
She's been working a lot on her music, but she also felt like she needed a little bit of a mental break. It does get a little, you know, wears on you a little bit with the traveling being so far, and when you're not bowling well, it's a little tougher.
Go left.
She thought she was going to chop that spare, but covered it up. Cheryl actually had one of her songs played on the soap opera The Young and the Restless, and she sang that national anthem at the ballpark at Arlington. That was a special moment for her.
She said that was a thrill of a lifetime. A place was packed. She said there wasn't an empty seat, and she said she even got a standing ovation.
How about that?
It was wonderful.
Average on TV pair 202 for Leanne Barrette. Of the three, she had the highest average on this pair this week.
She also had the highest match play record, 18-5. So that helped out quite a bit.
One tie in there, too. 18-5-1. Great record. So Leanne Barrette finally figuring out how to strike, how to carry, that is. She could go off the sheet here for 235. Best Lisa Bishop could shoot is 218. So Leanne Barrette in the lead now by 17 pins.
Ball. Yes.
Good shot on that left lane.
Well, she's really having a good performance.
Is definitely a confidence booster for her. You know, she seems a little more positive this week, a little more focused, and that's what she's looking for. Maybe this will help make her, you know, her decision.
Show that score. Leanne Barrette still in the lead by 17 pins. Cheryl Daniels throughout her career, 59 TV appearances for this lady. And she just has found nothing out there on the lanes. Carolyn, are you glad you're in the booth instead of out there?
Well, well, considering I don't throw the ball like either one, Leanne or Cheryl, I might be where Lisa is right now.
There's a look, 235 still possible for Leanne Barrette. Lisa Bishop, 218, and Cheryl Daniels with a tough performance, but she'll be back.
Great shot by Leanne. One thing Leanne did mention, she made some really good ball choices this week and stayed within about 5 balls for throughout the week, and she said that really helped her out. Not a lot of choices.
Well, Leanne's hip must be feeling pretty good. She said it was a little sore for her this week because she had to throw harder. She's been having problems with that, and she said it flared it up a bit. But she looks loose and good right now.
She wanted to figure out how to strike, to have to not throw so many shots per game. That's why.
Well, Leanne Barrette will move on, but first when we come back, WIBC renews its fight against breast cancer. Final score of match one, Leanne Barrette 233 to Daniels 156 and Bishop's 197. So Leanne Barrette will take on Wendy Macpherson right after this. Welcome back to North Myrtle Beach, voted 9th by Golf Digest on the list of the 50 greatest golf destinations in the world. Certainly looks like it. I think I'll try that out tomorrow. We're ready for a semifinal match, Leanne Barrette and Wendy Macpherson. Leanne Barrette will be first up, and I think, Carolyn, they're also known for their clam bakes. I want to thank Barry's Seafood, who furnished the food yesterday for the clam bake that North Myrtle Beach Bowl held for us.
It was excellent. We had one last year also, and fantastic. Everybody came out. We had some music, and it was very nice.
Leanne Barrette leading off. Ooh, bad break and good break. Almost a 4-9. Tripped the 9 at the last second.
Another one of those single pin spares she's going to make up here. Great shot. Almost leaves the 4-9. Pin comes over, knocks out the 9.
Well, she should be beyond her problems with single pin spares. No problem there, as she told us. Again, that was her weakness this week, and her strength was winning all those matches that you mentioned. 18.
She had a great match play record. She said she really closed them out, too, when she had the chance to. So that was another confidence booster for her, because she said the last couple weeks she hadn't been doing that.
Wendy Macpherson, our reigning player and bowler of the year, just hasn't been able to win this year. Pretty amazing. It's her 7th show and winless for a year.
And usually Wendy Macpherson and winless in the same sentence does not belong. I don't know when I couldn't tell you the last year she hasn't won a title or done something.
Well, I think I took a look at it to go all the way back to 1995 that she's had this long of a stretch without a victory. So that's quite some time.
But, you know, like she says, you need some breaks. You need things to go her own way. And last couple times she's been on the show, she really hasn't liked her reaction. So maybe things will change tonight. Wendy has a 5-step approach, gets it going on that 2nd step. She's really worked on being a little more smooth into her slide and not pull through it as much, because Wendy really used to get the ball way out onto the lane, and she'd always miss a lot left. And she really worked on being a little smoother into the lane where she doesn't hit up on it as much, because she felt on the sport condition that was not working for her.
Great break there, carrying a really light strike, but some of those things have led to some of the consistency she's now having.
Absolutely. She also said her footwork, she still wants to cut down her drift a little bit. Wendy drifts about 10 boards left in her approach, and she does want to work on that over the break, but getting the ball into the lane smoother was a little hard for her to do, and it's really paid off.
We saw a 214 average this week for Leanne Barrette, and again, because of those match play, wow, she's been able to qualify 3rd. Leanne talked about winning 2 titles this year. Both of them came from that opening match.
Well, it takes me a while to get loose, so I think that it helps. Although I'd rather be like top seed or something, it does take a while to get loose, so maybe, you know, it helps if I win the first match, then I'm a little more accustomed to the lanes and a little better, so maybe it'll happen again.
Well, maybe it's a pretty good possibility right now. She got through that first match, and both times she did that this year, she won the event. Both sponsored events of the year also.
I think she thought she was going to win. She wants to win a big one.
Let's put her 3rd in the earnings for the year because of that. All even right now. Wendy Macpherson stepping up in the 3rd. Both ladies starting with a spare, so no one. This game will get that $50,000 bonus from Travelodge for a $300 on television. We've paid it out once this year. We'd like to pay it again, maybe next game.
That would be exciting. I wouldn't mind seeing a 300.
Going a little bit high, very high actually.
Yeah, she missed a little left on that one. This is where, when Wendy has to move a little bit left, I mean, the lanes are hooking, but she misses left. And this is one thing she's tried to correct. And the ball just goes right through the nose.
Fortunate to leave a pickable spare, the 610. Exactly, I didn't mean cherry pickable. I just meant pickable. Covers it up.
Wendy also said that one of the positives she has felt for the sport condition is her equipment. She feels that her Columbia equipment fits the condition. She has a lot of ball choices, and she feels comfortable with that. And that, you know, that makes you feel confident and helps you to bowl better.
Wendy now has the career lead for earnings, all-time leader in earnings at this point in time, although, of course, Alita Sill and Tish Johnson still bowling, still out here on the lanes, and could pass her up. 2, 4, 10, coming up light.
Seems like she really got that one right, but threw it a little bit harder. That's one thing Wendy talks about in the changes she's made in her game. Sometimes she reverts back to when she sees that she wants to throw it a little bit harder, and then she throws through her break point. The ball doesn't have enough time to roll.
Takes one. She was actually going for that spare, and that's one you would go for. It's very possible to pick that up for the professionals. Leanne Barrette, though, working on a double, has a commanding lead right now early in this match. 86 television appearances for this lady. 45 pins that lead as she steps up in the 4th frame.
Great shot by Leanne. She looks pretty loose out there now.
She sure does, and she's all three now that we will see. These two ladies plus Cara Honeychurch in the title match. They've been comfortable. They've been bowling well this year, and as we talked about quickly in the Open, they aren't struggling with that mental confidence.
No, they're not. And even though Leanne does say this week her single pins, she had a problem with them, these three ladies have done everything well over the weeks. It's mental confidence, it's spare shooting, it's getting lined up, it's choosing the right ball. I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it, and they've just overcome them all.
Fifth frame shot for Leanne Barrette, and
almost sending a messenger.
It went, but not exactly speedy enough. It wasn't airmail, that's for sure.
Ball coming in a little bit light, sending the pin across the deck, right in front of it. Another good spare shot.
Covers it up, so Leanne Barrette is out in front by 24. We'll continue with the North Myrtle Beach Classic in a moment. The 2001 Women's U.S. Open Bowling Championship, presented by Riverside Resort, will also be hosted by Don Laughlin's Riverside Resort Hotel and Casino in Laughlin, Nevada. The event will begin with Pro-Ams Friday, November 30th and December 1st, and then move to the U.S. Open competition on December 2nd, culminating with a live broadcast on Sunday, December 9th at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. That's immediately following the men's U.S. Open finals. The women will be shooting for an unprecedented minimum purse of $300,000, with the winner taking home $55,000. For tournament entry info, contact the PWBA at 815-332-5756 or visit pwba.com. And for Pro-Am info, contact Riverside at 800-227-3849, or you can visit them at riversideresort.com. The match is all even. While we were away, Wendy Macpherson leaving a 4-9, picking it up. Leanne Barrette was in charge, but then she left a disastrous split, the 3-6-7-10. Failed to convert it, so the match is tie. Both players can strike out for 235. Wendy Macpherson has finished twice in second position this year.
I think Wendy's still fishing around a little bit out there. It looks like she did the same thing that Cheryl tried to do. She was a little bit further left starting at the beginning of the match, and now has moved a little bit further right.
Covers it up, and Wendy told us she's really just been waiting for things to go her way. This week, she was hopeful it would be a little better because she had family out here. Blair and Kendall Lee Macpherson, her sister and niece, were here all week, and she talked about how nice it was to have her here. She reminded her of her mother.
Yeah, she said Blair's the calm one. She keeps her calm when things are going, not so well, and also, keeps her positive. And that's what her mom used to do. She made some good shots on the left lane. Just the right lane. And you know what? Lisa started to have problems with the right lane at the end of that first match also.
Right, exactly. And she walked in the beginning of the match. So Wendy now stepping up to try to convert the 10-pin. She also said it was great to have someone to vent to. Somebody that would just listen and, okay, get it off your chest.
It's always nice to have somebody to vent to.
I've never seen you do that, Carolyn.
Well, right.
Okay, Leanne stepping up in the 8th frame. Since Wendy did not continue to strike, Leanne leads by 31 pins.
Leanne made a mention, even though she is a power player, when she bowled in the morning block, she used weaker drillings so she could stay a little bit further right on the lane instead of having to open up so much until the lanes came to her. And at night, she used stronger drillings and just opened up the lane. She bowled well all week. In 8th position, we have Kim Adler and Jennifer Swanson, both going for the show their last night. And in 13th, Tish Johnson, last year's champion.
Carolyn Doran Ballard, hey, you snuck in there in 11th. Marcia Kamarowski, 6 out of the last 7 cuts. Way to go, Marcia. You know, Carolyn, I looked back. You have to go back to 1999 to find a week when you finished lower than 15th.
That's good.
That's good for you.
Good stat.
Crossing over Brooklyn.
Okay, that's 2 shots now on that left lane. Leanne really hasn't been having any problems. She went high in the 7th frame, and now she went Brooklyn on and left the 6th pin. Looked like she got it out to the right. Lane could just be breaking down a little bit for Leanne.
Interesting, as you mentioned, going to the stronger equipment later. It is the opposite of what you might think logically, and there it is. The single pin spares that have been haunting Leanne Barrette.
She said when that happens, she feels she pulls down really quick with her arm swing, and that forces her to get fast and throw it hard, and she misses them. She overthrows it because she's thinking, I've got to throw it hard at the spare. She says, I have to think, I don't have to throw it hard.
And that's why you'd be even if you're using plastic,
Absolutely.
You don't need that speed.
Right.
So new life for Wendy Macpherson here.
Oh, almost another 4-9 on that lane for Wendy, but tripped it out this time.
And I think, you know, a little bit of an early present here for Wendy, because Wendy's right back in this match. In fact, she now leads by 1 pin.
Wendy making a good shot. She seems like she moved a little left off that 4-9 that she left on that lane. Trips it out this time. Good shot.
Well, Wendy needs 3 strikes here in the 10th frame to shut out Leanne Barrette by 1 pin.
Good shot by Wendy.
There's the first one. Well, she said things had to start going her way, and I think what just happened in the 9th frame is kind of the break she's been looking for. Not that you're wishing your opponent ill will, but she hasn't been having those things happen for her.
But plain and simply, you have to have things happen like that to give you the chance to take advantage of it. And she now has her opportunity.
Coming up light, so Wendy cannot shut out Leanne Barrette. Leanne Barrette will get up and have a chance in the 10th frame.
Seems like she got that one a little bit further right. Ball didn't quite roll up to the pocket. During the week, when you were playing, say, 15 out to 5, that track area, when you did overthrow it to the right, there was a little bit of a hang spot. The ball did not roll up to the pocket.
As she covers the spare, that's a 193 for Wendy Macpherson. So the situation is Leanne Barrette will need a double and 1 pin to win this match, but we could have a tie if she fills 20. Anything less than a strike, she'll need to spare it and strike to tie the match.
And she has every time on this lane.
Oh my.
Wow.
She had struck every time on that lane. You're right, Carolyn. And this is what has plagued you on television,
My
the 710.
goodness. Wow, we've been talking about this. We're talking these people right into this match, aren't we? Looks like a good shot. And look at, pins just cleared the deck. Bad break for Leanne. Gosh.
So it's Wendy Macpherson that survives to see one more match. When we return, we'll recap tonight's scoring. Welcome back to North Myrtle Beach Bowling Center. It's the North Myrtle Beach Classic. In match 1, Leanne Barrette finished strong to defeat Daniels and Bishop 233 to 156 and 197. In match 2, disaster hit Leanne Barrette in the 10th in the form of a 7-10 to give Wendy Macpherson the match 193 to 182. Coming up next, Wendy Macpherson challenges top seed Cara Honeychurch for the title. Stay with us. Welcome back to North Myrtle Beach, the home of the Cherry Grove Pier. The trophy for tonight, and hey, that trophy will make a great cup of cheer for one of these two ladies, either Wendy Macpherson or Cara Honeychurch. Wendy Macpherson will be first up. Cara Honeychurch chose to make Wendy start. Pressure will be on Wendy at the end of the match. She'll finish last. .218 average. That was going into tonight's action.
Well, this is what Wendy's been looking for. A couple of breaks to get her there for the title match. Great come-out shot.
Sure, she capitalized on that break big time that she received at the end of last match. Cara Honeychurch now, this is her 12th television appearance this year from Melbourne, Australia.
Cara worked a little last week with Randy Stoughton on having her stance a little more upright, not bend over a little bit, not bend forward as much. She feels that really helped her this week.
Missing the head pin, though, on that shot. Taking a look. Like something distracted her.
Seems like she lifted up out of that one a little bit, popped up at the line.
Nearly in the channel. She's taking a little bit of time with this one. With the spare ball.
In 17th, Tennille Grijalva, the defending U.S. Open champion. And in 20th, Rachel Perez, one of the best coaches that works out at the Cats booth at the WIBC, so anytime you need help.
Michelle Mullen went in, as she was alternate, went in for Carol Giannotti, blocked because of a knee injury. Janet Piezinski, that's 3 cuts in a row for this newcomer, and a couple other familiar faces. Laura Moriarty back in the finals after breaking her bowling fingers, and Lisa Wagner back after arm surgery. So
yeah, nice to see them back.
Absolutely. Cara Honeychurch trailing now by 10 pins in the second frame, and this time high, leaving the 4-7.
Seems like she overcompensated. It's very, you know, it's a mistake everyone makes. You miss a little bit to the left, and with the next one, you pull it a little bit. So it seems like she got that one a little right. I saw in her practice ball she was really trying to play up that 1-2 board.
She averaged 221 this week, and Carolyn, that's one of the things she told us she had worked on over the break, playing more up the 1-2, and then came out this swing and didn't need to do it until this week.
Right. She said actually she did the opposite. The first few weeks she's trying to play up the lane, and she had to move her feet a little bit further right and swing the ball to the left. Now she said, now I'm trying to hook it, and I'm supposed to be going straight. So I think she's finally found the answer this week, but she said she's been reading the lanes wrong.
So Wendy Macpherson in the lead now by 22 pins. Has that first strike. Right through the heart. leaving the 4, 6, 7.
Actually, when she let that ball go, I thought it was a pretty good shot. Just jumped right at the end.
Well, she'll go for 2 of these and gets them. And Wendy's talked so much about being winless for so long. Carolyn asked her what it's going to take to win.
What's it going to take?
It's going to take bowling a great match and also a little bit of breaks, a little bit of luck. It never hurts anybody, and I'm just trying to be patient. If I keep getting here, sooner or later it'll be my time.
One would think, after seeing the last match, that it may be her time. Leanne Barrette with 2 open in the last 2 frames for Wendy to advance. But Wendy having some difficulties in this match.
Well, you know, championship match, nerves set in. Also, as we've seen every week on the TV show, the lanes do change a little bit as we're bowling on them. She just went high flush on the last time on that lane. 2-pin this time. Could be experienced a little carry down. Could have just started a little bit hard.
Spares it up. Well, you know, early on this season, it was interesting to see that top seeds were winning most of the tournaments. In fact, they won 8 out of the first 10 events because of the transition. But it seemed like as the players got used to how the sport condition transitioned on TV, that turned around a little bit, because in the last 6 shows, only 2 of those were won by top seed.
Yes.
So it was people that were on the lanes winning.
I think people became more comfortable with it and became more comfortable with the adjustments.
Now, Cara hasn't been so comfortable.
No, I'll tell you, in her practice shots, she really did look like she had a pretty good reaction. But, you know, how they say, once the arrows appear, thought that looked like a better shot, but she still seems like she's popping up a little bit at the line. Now, Cara is very solid at the line. She seems on those last 2 shots, she popped up a little bit, which, you know, she got the ball to the left and it never rolled up and recovered.
Cara had a big average on this TV pair, 236. That was throughout the week, not today, but a big spare for Cara Honeychurch on lane 10, picks up the washout.
Throws her spare ball. Crosses over. Gets them all. Does she like it? I'd say so.
I'd agree, and she's quickly up in the 9th frame. And Cara mentioned on TV that she's been expecting them to be the same, and she hasn't been able to. They haven't been the same, and she has to get over that. She had a quick look at the average leaders.
She just changed balls to a ball that rolls a little more in the middle part of the lane and hooks a little more on the back. It's a particle ball. And I'm sure she's won. I mean, I don't really know what's occurred. She looked really good in practice, her timing. Now, one thing she has emphasized on is her timing. She's got to get her ball and foot moving at the same time.
Well, an open frame, 42 games plus tonight's action, and it all boils down to the next few frames. We'll be right back. PWBA athletes wanted to do something for the victims of Flight 44 that went down in Pennsylvania, so Storm donated a ball, and the top 24 signed it. They auctioned it off tonight right before the telecast for $530, and the proceeds are going to those families. Cara Honeychurch now in the lead by 5 because she could strike out for a score of 206.
And it's going to be very interesting because Wendy will be ending on her better lane, I believe. Cara, either or.
Oh, and almost a 7-10.
And the 10s fell very slowly. She was yelling at that one, too. Better shot on that lane. 7-pin just stood.
You see the PWBA athletes continuing their support, wearing the flags this week, and we'll continue that for the rest of the year. Spares it up, so Cara Honeychurch is trailing by 5 pins. She'll have to come from behind. But she's been doing that all week. You see what she did there. 5th round to the 6th round. She came from down under geographically and numerically from the 4th position to the 1st in the final round, averaging 244.
That's not a bad lowest all week, 6th. That's not bad at all.
Not bad. But a huge final round to secure this top seed position. Right now, though, she's 5 pins behind Wendy Macpherson.
She shot 355 over last night. And by the way, did shoot 300 at me.
Oh, that's right. I failed to mention that. Imagine that.
Yeah, if you want to shoot 300, bowl me.
In fact, she had an 8-12 coming out last night, her first 3 games, 8-12.
She bowled great. Something bothered her on the approach. She stopped in the middle. Going to reset herself. Big shot here. She needs to take her time and really focus in on what she needs to do.
Exactly. She really needs to double here to force Wendy Macpherson. And again, she's been distracted.
Yes, something's happening. I don't know if it's the cameraman or somebody behind the curtain.
So wisely taking a little bit of time again, backing off. Too critical of a shot to allow yourself to get up there distracted.
She's definitely doing the right thing.
23 appearances. Hard to believe it's only her sophomore year out here on tour. Big strike at a big time. Cara Honeychurch can strike out here for 186. Wendy Macpherson could strike out for 191.
Good shot by Cara. Got it out to the left a little bit. Ball came back light. Blew the pins around. Good shot on that lane. She went high flush in the 8th frame on that lane, so she might have that lane down. Great shot.
Boy, when she needed it, she came through. Hard to believe, Carolyn. She's been lost pretty much most of the match.
Absolutely. But the 8th frame, she went high flush, like I said. Light, high flush again. Can't ask for anything better than that. Whatever adjustment she made the right one.
So with 6 pins or more here, she'll force Wendy Macpherson to get up and throw a double in the 10th frame for the championship. Eight was enough. Finishing up with a score of 184. Wendy Macpherson will have to double.
Now the last 2 shots on this lane, Wendy has struck.
Well then, she's fortunate. She's finishing on this lane. It was Cara Honeychurch's choice. But Wendy will get to finish on, as you said, the lane she just lined up and struck twice on.
Looks like a good shot. It was a great shot. Oh, good shot.
9 pin rails to go. That means it'll be title number 4 of the year for Cara Honeychurch. There's more to come, so don't go away. Cara Honeychurch is the champion of the North Myrtle Beach Classic. Final score 184 to 179. She receives her trophy from Tracy Walker, Community Events Director of the North Myrtle Beach Chamber of Commerce. And the check from Minnie Strickland, proprietor, and John Clark, president of the North Myrtle Beach Bowling Center. Cara Honeychurch with career title number 7. Carol Giannotti Block will be on defense next week as she looks to defend her Columbia 300 Open title. Tune in for the finals from Tiki Lanes in Lancaster, Ohio next Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. For Carolyn Doran Ballard, I'm Jan Schmidt. Good night and God bless. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.